GolfDestination.tv is presented by Gosling's Rums of Bermuda, home of the notorious Dark and Stormy.
Coming up on GolfDestination.tv, presented by Gosling's Rums of Bermuda. We're at the Preserve at Boulder Hills in southern Rhode Island, while preparations are underway as they host the greatest day in golf. Plus, we'll take a look back at our visit to the Honda Classic and the excitement of the Dark and Stormy Bear Trap. Another new event on the golf scene is the LPGA Symetra Tour event, the WB Mason Championship at Thorny Lee Golf Club in Brockton, Massachusetts. Our cameras were there when it was announced. Plus, we take a look at the best par 4s on Prince Edward Island, Canada. All that and more coming up next. Hi and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm Grace Dyslinski. Today we're at the Preserve in Wyoming, Rhode Island as they prepare for the greatest day in golf. And as you can see, there's not much going on the golf course this winter, but there's plenty going on inside here at the Preserve.
Thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. We are here this morning to talk about a groundbreaking tournament. Nothing like this has ever been seen before.
We had met with some other folks from the PGA down in Augusta at an event, and they all thought that it was a wonderful idea to have a par 3 because every shot is an exciting shot at a hole-in-one.
This event will be staged on June 18th, and it is open to all golfers. That is a term that I think sometimes is misused in this game. This is a true open, meaning there are no handicap restrictions. So any male, female, professional, or amateur can participate in our event.
The major contributor and sponsor here is really Benris, and that's the economic engine which has allowed us to go forward.
Benris is proud to be part of the Preserve Open because we believe it is aligned with our brand. I run Benris, relaunched it after a few decades off the radar back in July of 2014. We look for unique sponsorship opportunities, but we mostly look for investment in the United States and in Rhode Island in particular. Certainly the purse and the opportunities to win a significant amount of money intrigues people. But I also think the layout, the fact that you do have an 18-hole par 3 is unique.
The New England PGA is thrilled to be involved. I think there's going to be an excitement. I think there's going to be a buzz around the event. Certainly for a one-day event, it's unprecedented purse for our PGA professionals, and that's what I'm really excited about is the opportunity for our PGA professionals to play for a lot of money.
For the professionals, they're vying for a $100,000 purse, with $25,000 going to the winner. For the amateurs, they're not only vying for the title, we also have the top 10 amateurs we're going to pay, but they also have that unique opportunity on all the par 3s in the finals of going for $1 million. And for the hole-in-one prizes and the qualifiers, they have an opportunity at $10,000 on every par 3. So professionals and amateurs are actually competing for the same, but for different opportunities in the tournament. The qualifiers will start on May 18th and they run through May 31st, and all of those are up on the website at thepreserveopen.com. Out of those qualifiers, there'll be roughly 20 to 25 players going through, plus exempt players, so we're expecting roughly around 165 players in the finals on June 18th.
The boldness of what Paul Mahalaty's doing here at the Preserve, Boulder Hills, it's something we want to be aligned with and to be associated with the PGA. So Benris in and of itself, I believe, should be in places where it feels good. And so this will be an event where it just feels good and you want to be here.
Joining us now is Paul Mahalaty, the owner and developer of the Preserve at Boulder Hills. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Thank you, Grace, for having me today.
Paul, for those who are not familiar with the Preserve at Boulder Hills, it's a pretty unique concept on the New England club scene. What is it that makes the Preserve so different?
the Preserve is a four-season sportsman's retreat that's membership-based. We'll have housing, and we'll have a bunch of different activities that people can enjoy. Some of the activities that we have here is a golf course. As you know, we're hosting the Benris Open, but we have tennis, a pool, 19 miles of trails and hiking paths, 6 fields for bird trials, and 5 fly fishing ponds, which is very special here in the New England region because fly fishing has grown so much. We have some very dramatic elevation changes, and within those elevation changes, a host of other activities happen. We have everything from rock climbing, you have sledding, we have snowmobiles, ATVs, you can mountain bike, you can bring your dog out and have regular field trials, and you also can bird hunt here at the Preserve. So on our several hundred acres, we really have something for every season, and that's what makes us so special. In addition to that, we are putting in 20 cabins just for the owners to utilize for themselves and their guests. So you'll be able to come to the Preserve 365 days a year and have a place to stay. The first phase at the Preserve is only going to have 130 families. And that's really what makes it special. We want to make it so that you can just come here and be alone and relax, and everything's here waiting for you all the time.
What is the genesis of the Benris Open at the Preserve?
I had a meeting with Bruce Vittner from Southern New England Golf. And Bruce wanted to have an event that was very special, a par 3 event to have awareness here at the Preserve. And as it grew, we brought the folks in from the New England PGA. Troy Parry, our Director of Operations, is also an NEPGA member, but everybody added a little flavor. So what started out as a simple pro-am became to be the greatest day in golf with $20 million in cash and prizes, and it just grew. So we're so excited here at the Preserve, not only for the awareness that it's going to bring to the Preserve, but just the fact that someone could actually win $1 million. It'd be a wonderful thing, and it would be our pleasure to hand over that check.
Up next, we talk to Troy Parry, the PGA professional and Director of Operations at the Preserve. Plus, we'll look back at the Honda Classic and the dark and stormy Bear Trap. Welcome back to GolfDestination.tv, presented by Gosling's Rums of Bermuda. I'm Grace Dyslinski. And joining me now is Troy Parry, the PGA professional and Director of Operations at the Preserve. Thanks for joining me, Troy.
Thanks for having me, Grace.
The Benris Open at the Preserve is a one-of-a-kind golf event. What makes it so different?
Well, Grace, there's a lot of facets to this event that make it a very different event. First and foremost, I would say that it is a true open. Typically, when we see an open, it's for the better players, a 4.0 index or lower. This particular event, we decided to open up to all golfers. Why not get any kind of golfer that wants to participate in this event, from the 20 handicapper to the person that has no handicap to a professional.
What's the idea behind the $20 million in cash and prizes available?
Well, that gets broken down into several categories. So I would take 2 separate groups, professionals and amateurs. For the professionals, they're playing for a one-day purse of $100,000 guaranteed, with $25,000 going to the winner. For the amateurs, they have 2 segments to really look at, the qualifiers and the finals on June 18th. So for the qualifiers, for every single par 3, we have hole-in-one prizes, each one worth $10,000. If you add all those up, plus the hole-in-one prizes in the finals, which are all worth $1 million, you come up with more than $20 million in cash and prizes.
If an amateur golfer wins, would they lose their amateur status?
Well, Grace, they used to lose their amateur status many years ago. There was a change in roughly 2008 with the USGA. So now if an amateur gets a hole-in-one, it's just considered a quote-unquote lucky shot, and they no longer lose their amateur status.
Give us an idea of the qualifying and the tournament proper.
We have the qualifying on 5 different dates. They start on May 18th. It's May 18, 20, 26, 28, and 31. So they're going to have both amateurs and professionals in the field. And we fully expect in the qualifiers there to be probably a 2/3 ratio amateurs to professionals. And in the finals, we probably suspect it's going to be a little bit more 2/3 professionals and 1/3 amateurs. But again, in the qualifiers, the amateurs have a chance to play for all that cash for the hole-in-one prizes. And same thing in the finals. And then the professionals have the chance on June 18th to play for the $100,000 in cash. And they have up to May 10th to sign up.
Troy, this is an 18-hole par 3 golf course. That in itself makes it a little bit different. Can you describe it for somebody playing it?
Sure, I think this par 3 golf course does a great job of utilizing all the natural topography of the land out there. You'll see a lot of elevation changes, some undulating greens out there. Has wonderful bunkering around the greens. You can play it as a 9-hole par 34 golf course. So you can play it with par 4s, par 5s, and par 3s. Or you can play it as the traditional par 3 golf course.
Thanks, Troy.
Thanks for the time, Grace.
One of the best events on the PGA Tour is the Honda Classic, and specifically the Gosling's Dark and Stormy Bear Trap. Let's take a look back at this very festive occasion.
Okay, here we are, 2015, at the Bear Trap, dark and stormy, and I'm just dipping every single lady I see. We actually have the whole of the Bermudan cricket team, gentlemen, and the mascots. Fast bowler, wicket keeper. This guy just carries the equipment. And oh, man, my great-great-great-grandson, Malcolm Gosling. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
That's yours.
Okay,
She's mine. And we are having a lot of fun. So why are we not watching golf? I tell you, it's happening all around us.
It's much more fun to be here with you.
Isn't it just? Dark and stormies, everybody. Cheers. Remember, beer will make you fat and lazy. Introduce yourselves, please.
I am Jack Nicholas III.
Jack Nicholas's son. God.
Grandson.
Grandson. Of course. Yes. Do the seal. Can you make the seal noise? Do you ever play with the man himself?
Oh, all the
Every
time.
night?
He dishes out great lessons.
Oh, what a gentleman. Bermuda! Dark and stormy! Cheers, everybody. Do the whole spin. Let's see all of you. Oh, I wish I were cross-eyed so I could see more of that. And let me nestle in between. When God made you, he was showing off, darling.
Oh my God.
I didn't know angels could fly that low.
Next, we learn about the latest LPGA Symetra Tour event, the WB Mason Championship. And we are proud to introduce a new sponsor that can help make your golden years golfing years. Welcome back to Golf Destination. Recently, Thorny-Lee Golf Club in Brockton, Massachusetts announced the Women's Week of Golf coming this August.
Thorny-Lee is a 115-year-old golf club, and over that period of time, we've really developed a deep history and tradition of golf. From August 10th through August 16th, Thorny-Lee and Brockton will be hosting the Women's Mass Amateur. 14th, 15th, and 16th. We'll be hosting the WB Mason Classic, which will be the Symetra Tour event, which is the precursor to the LPGA Tour.
It's a championship women's golf course, so we pursued the LPGA. We closed the deal with WB Mason. They're big supporters of Thorny-Lee and Brockton, and it's going to be a good relationship moving forward.
The opportunity to link our premier championship with a Symetra Tour event is incredibly exciting. Thank you. And that WB Mason is offering a sponsor's exemption to our champion is even more exciting. Thank you.
It's really exciting for us as the LPGA. This is a completely unique concept for us. It's something that we've never done before. We're the official qualifying tour of the LPGA, and at the end of our season, the top 10 money winners on our tour will gain access to the LPGA Tour for the following season. So of the ladies who are playing here, at least 10 of them will be playing on the LPGA Tour the following season.
Playing on the Symetra Tour, the camaraderie with the girls, it's like we're all in it together, and you're all rooting for one another, and you're all aspiring to be on the LPGA, and you meet people through people, and it's just kind of like a team of girls trying to chase their dreams. So it's really fun to be a part of, and I enjoy it.
No matter what, nerves will get the best of me, whether it's the first round or the first hole. But I mean, it does help knowing that I've had experience at high-level golf tournaments, and I did play Symetra Tour last year, so I mean, that's also a great experience for me.
Thorny-Lee Golf Club has a history of great players. We're looking forward to the future of hosting professional tournaments and taking this golf course to the next level for the next generation.
This is shaping up to be an exciting week, and something else we're excited about is the involvement on the show by Richard Rubino and Sam Lang of Rubino & Lang. Their mantra, "Just don't lose the money," has helped many to protect their savings and wealth. Let's learn more.
Rich and I met through some mutual friends when we started Rubino and Lang. And it's grown to really the Rubino and Lang family of companies where Rich is the head of the law side, the legal side. And then on my side, which is the money side, really is how we can help people not so much grow their money as quickly as possible, but really protect their life's work.
We formulated the business to say, why can't we do both legal and financial and have a way for people to come in one place and protect their assets?
The entire team has been handpicked. And when Rich and I first started, we had 2 chairs, a desk, and a phone. And now we have 2 offices, a team of 11 people. And my right hand, John's been with me for 16 years. John makes certain that the client's recommendations are implemented from beginning to the end.
Me and Sam work very close together. One thing I like about working with them is when clients come into the office, and sometimes they're nervous, sometimes they don't know what to expect. And Rich and Sam right off the bat are able to put people at ease. And then it's nice to see them work with clients and help them kind of formulate a plan with some of their concerns and give them a roadmap. You get to see that a weight has been lifted off of these people.
We have a fantastic immediate team to help our clients achieve their goals, to make certain that everything they set out to do is complemented.
Next, we take a look at the best par 4s in Canada's #1 golf destination, Prince Edward Island, with the help from the folks at Golf PEI. Welcome back to GolfDestination.tv, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. Prince Edward Island is a wonderful destination, offering fantastic golf and a great local culture. Golf PEI is a great way to plan your trip there.
The par 4s. If you score well on these, you'll have a good round. The par 4s on any course tells you of a course's character and quality. Now let's take a look at the best par 4s on Prince Edward Island. Glen Afton's par 4 13th hole plays 386 yards with a dogleg to the right. Don't go too far right or your ball will find ocean. Your approach is about 150 yards over a pond to a green that slopes up with a bunker and ocean at the back. Glasgow Hills features great elevation changes, and the par 4 18th is no different with its gradual incline. It was a finalist as one of the best closing holes on the island. This finishing hole plays 449 yards, and it is a dogleg right and a worthy hole to settle any match. The 15th at Anderson's Creek offers 9 tee decks. This par 4 of 393 is all about the elevated approach shot. Check the pin placement when you're on the tee.
15 is one of my favorite golf holes, and that comes from any golf course. So if you're a big hitter, you just like to rip at it, it's just a perfect setup.
The par 4 7th at Mill River, named Hunter's Spring, features a split fairway with water in the middle. A great test played from the back tees at 419 yards. This hole is wrought with danger.
It's a real thinking person's golf course, a lot of memorable holes, especially the hole that we're on here, number 7. The type of holes that you just won't see anywhere else. A lot of memorable moments.
Dunderave's 8th hole is a par 4 that rivals any par 4 around the world. Set in natural beauty, the Emerald Altar, as it is known, requires a well-placed drive in the fairway. The green is beautifully framed with tall trees and water views. Simply breathtaking. Another beautiful golf hole that demands your attention on Prince Edward Island is the Green Gables 13th. This dogleg left par 4 of 443 yards takes you down to the Gulf of St. Lawrence and its roaring surf. Red Sands par 4 3rd hole plays up to 300 yards, but it's all uphill. Your approach is to an 8,000 square foot green. Don't 3-putt this green for bogey. Our last featured par 4 is at Crowbush. The 16th plays along the beach and offers the typical breathtaking views you get used to while playing there. It plays only 360 yards from the tips, but you have a blind approach to the green.
16 is a great hole. It's a forced carry over an inlet. You're playing right alongside the ocean the whole way. There's usually a gentle island breeze or a little stronger to affect your shot. and you get up to a pretty small green with some severe undulations. So even when you get to the green, the work is not done.
Well, thanks for joining us from the preserve at Boulder Hills in Wyoming, Rhode Island. If you want to test your game, be sure to register, and who knows, you could be walking away with $1 million. Remember also to follow us on social media for the most up-to-date air dates and news about the show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. I'm Grace Deslinski.